Another live I did with Cam and Alexander this time, creating that Trinity, three sovereign beings exchanging ideas together about creating that new hurt and topics like that. So that's powerful egregor right there. So really grateful for this live with Alexander and Cam. So much to come, much more to come on that, as you know. So yeah, enjoy that one and see you in the next one.
Love and light. We are divine couple, and we are here to assist humanity in creating harmonious relationships, families, and a solid society with the divine feminine and the divine masculine archetypes through channeling and personal experiences.
It's time to rise, people of the sun, because
together we rise and synchronized we thrive. Ça c'est bon.
On l'essaye.
Welcome. Joining in, God's Army, let's go. Hey Sophie. Hey Miss Gigi Mermaid, what are your thoughts on anxiety medications? Do you think they interfere with connecting with meditation? We'll answer your questions later. We're going to do a live with some guests today. But yes, absolutely they do. Any drugs that the pharmacy gives you, especially for mental health, question it. I've been there, done that. But anyway, that's a different conversation. So we'll bring that up another time. Alexander the Grateful. So please save your comments. Thank you very much for joining in. Alexander the Grateful is here, Divine Masculine Mindset. So I'm going to be doing a live with Vince, Divine Masculine Mindset, and Alexander the Grateful. It's a scheduled live. We'll take your comments towards the end. What's on your shirt? That's my logo, the Mind of Matter. I'll explain that in a little while, BBR. Alexander, where are you, man? There we are. Go live with Alexander. How's it going, guys? Much love, much love. Thank you for joining in, my brothers.
Yes, amazing. Hey, everybody's there.
The Trinity is here.
There you
my
go.
friend, my logo. Mind, body, spirit. You transcend the mind, the body, the spirit. Here we also have a Trinity, right? You transcend the mind, the body, you become connected to the spirit. You then balance all three. You become the all-seeing eye, pure consciousness. This is my logo, the Mind of Matter.
Yeah,
and then we have three, the Trinity right now.
That's powerful.
Right? We have the three. Trinity is key. Balance. Mind, body, spirit. not just mind, not just body, not spirit, right? It's all three. So we are here now as a Trinity 2. 3 is a very powerful number in many, many shapes and forms. 3 is a divine number. The triangle is a very sacred shape, so it's a circle. Right. All right. We have some people logging in. Thank you very much for joining us. We have Divine Masculine Mindset here, and we have Alexander the Grateful, aka Vince, aka Alexander. And I'm Cam, the Mind of Matter.
Amazing. I was looking forward to it. So here we are.
Good, good, good. How's it going, guys?
Doing
Awesome.
Great. Yeah, I've been taking care of my sick kids all week.
Oh,
And,
yeah, I've had
and-
that too. My daughter, it's that time of the year. My daughter was sick last week as well, but
Yeah.
my son's managed to shake it off, but half of their school's been off because of this virus going around. So
There's it's powerful. So now it's my turn. So, always moving forward with what you have. So my energy level is about 50%, but I'm here and just moving forward always.
okay, no problem. Thank you very much for turning up and making it here today. So Alexander and Vince, what I would do firstly, because today I'm actually the host, right? So
Yes.
we're going to be doing more lives, okay? We're going to be doing more lives. Vince will be hosting some on Divine Masculine Mindset. Alexander the Grateful will be hosting some moving forward on his page, Alexander the Grateful. So if you're not already following these two fine young gentlemen, please do so. These divine kings, should I say. If you're not already doing so, please do so. If you're not from my page and you don't know who I am, I'm Cam, aka Master Cambo, the Mind of Matter. And we'll do a little introduction a little bit later. But as I'm the host today and these are my guests, it's common courtesy and out of kindness, I let them take the little bit of the stage today. And obviously I'll have some input, but I want them to share. We only want to do an hour, so we want to get it in within an hour. And actually saying that, I'm going to get my, have you got your funky timer there, Vince? The clock.
Yeah. it's all set. So I have my visual reference, 55 minutes left.
All right,
go
so
wrong.
let me put it on. Let me put my time on for 50 minutes. So we've got about
Because
5 minutes.
I will upload that live on my page, so it has to be 60 minutes. Otherwise, I have to cut some of it. So that's not the idea. So yeah.
Okay, good. Well, as I said, great to have you guys here and everybody else that's just joined in. Thank you very much for joining in. So what I will do, we'll start with Vince, Divine Masculine Mindset. Give us a little bit of an introduction to yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey and your spiritual journey. What's your journey been like so far? And I'll let you take the stage, and Alexander will do the same with you afterwards as well. And then we'll talk about why we're doing this today.
Yeah, sure. So real quick, yes, I'm Vince, Divine Masculine Mindset. My spiritual journey, I always been like spiritual at heart. Like I always had like a deep mind. I always like to go deeper into like everything. And I grew up in a family that was open to it, not in a religious way, but really like more spiritual. So my upbringing has been like in favor of that. But I mean, and I had like a normal life, just building businesses and stuff like that. And it's really when, because I have two kids, my older one he has autism. So it's when I realized that this is what really like catapulted me into that spiritual journey. So I went onto that autism recovery journey, because autism, you can improve the condition of these kids when you improve like the gut, the diet, and stuff like that. So I really went deep from being like not interested at all about like food and that kind of lifestyle to go like all into it, because it was for the love of my son. So that's like it's unconditional love. It's for your kids. I mean, it's impossible, like the love that you have for your kids. I know you have two kids, Cam, so you can relate. So yes, exactly. So this is what really catapulted me. So yeah, and then I met Niama about 2 years ago. Niama Rose, she has a page as well. So she's my partner. and it's really when everything like just started to go exponential, because I started to hear about that ascension thing, you know, that all that movement, the star seeds. And it is at that moment that we got contacted by the Galactic Federation from the Love Beings. Yeah, so we've been contacted through channeling because Miyama is a channeler. So I started to have those discussions with the Galactic Federation, and we started just to go online, do those channelings, and this is where we are today. Yeah, in a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell. So we are trying to race against the clock today. So it's hard enough trying to fit one live with one person in 1 hour. I mean, I struggle because once my mouth starts spinning, once that energy starts flowing, it's hard to shut up. So, and I don't talk much otherwise. It's only when I teach and when I do this kind of stuff. Otherwise, you won't hear me speak. I'm very quiet. So when I'm here, it just comes out. So Alexander, we'll do the same with you. Thank you very much for that, Vince. So of course, please go and check out Vince and divine_masculine_mindset. Click at the top. You can see who's in the live, and go ahead and follow Vince, Divine Masculine Mindset, and check out his page. And what he's doing is doing some great things. And we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later today. And Alexander the Grateful, if you could do the same, please. Just give us a little bit of an insight into who you are, your journey so far. And then we're going to, you know, what we're doing today and why we're doing it.
For sure, brother. Yeah. First off, so grateful to be here with two fellow kings, just sharing the space and sharing the energy vortex. It's so important that we connect now more than ever with our communities, with the tribes that we're building. I wanted to do prayer, but maybe we'll do that a little after. Just a quick.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Oh, you know what we could do now? Let's do now. And then I'll kind of get into it. Yeah.
Sure.
I got some sage here, burning soul. All right, I wanted to put on just a little bit of background music here as we go into this. This is called Arrival, Douglas Spotted Eagle. It's very beautiful. It's from First Nations, indigenous tribes. So, without further ado. Thank you, God. Thank you, Great Spirits. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Guardian Angels. Thank you to our great ancestors for watching over us, for watching over me during our journeys. We are all here coming together now more than ever to unite for truth, freedom, and health. Above all, fighting for justice, bringing awareness to the dualities that we find ourselves living in so that we can ascend and grow and create and bridge this beautiful heaven on earth, to carry out the divine plan that we are all a part of now more than ever. Thank you to the elements. Thank you to the Mother Earth, to Mother Gaia, for housing this beautiful plane of existence. Thank you to Father Sky. Thank you for the air, the breath. Thank you to the water, the elements, the ocean, of that which we get to consume to fuel our vessel, to fuel this body, to fuel our temple. Thank you to the sun for providing the light, for casting the light on the darkness, for providing our vessels, for providing everything, the energy, this vitamin D that we all need to thrive and to live, as everything is energy. Thank you to the ether for allowing us to transform, for us to go through this alchemical process, and for us to manifest on this physical, all elements working together in symbiosis. And thank you to everyone that watches this live. Thank you to everyone that is a part of our community and what we're trying to grow. You all have a purpose, and we all have gifts to share and roles to play. We're all a piece of the puzzle in the grander picture of it all. So thank you. Amen.
Amen to that.
Thank you very much for that.
Grateful.
Grateful.
Yeah, it's so important that we say our prayers, that we give our thanks, we show our appreciation for everything that we have in this life. You know, my journey in this life, you know, I'll just go through it quickly. Is you know, my spiritual journey, you know, it really manifested more so in the physical. You know, I grew up playing soccer for 14 years, had a chance to play professional, but then I had a severe injury that I had to go through. And ultimately, it led me down my path of health and fitness, where I got into the gym for over a decade, building my body, but also building my mind, building my mindset, as it's a discipline, it's a routine, and over probably the past decade or so, I really got into personal growth and self-development, more so in my early 20s, and that's led me down this path to where I am now, where I've really just combine the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional states that we all have really into one, and it's brought me down this path of enlightenment and finding just the truth of why we're here, why I'm here, what is my purpose, you know, what is the you know, grand plan and everything, right? So really searching for that. And that's also led me down to my work in men's empowerment and transformation coaching, but ultimately connecting to the kingdom that is within us all, the kingdom of God. So yeah, it's just a little bit about me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. So what we're doing here, guys, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So many of you guys may not be from my page. You may have come from Divine Masculine Mindsets page, and you might come from Alexander the Grateful's page. So I've been on a journey for quite a long time. I had some very profound experiences in my life. So my father passed away when I was 7 years old, and he was a very spiritual, you know, way beyond his years, very spiritual man. My mum is very spiritual too, so I've had my role models, my mother and my father, even though my father passed away when I was 7 years old, have been very spiritual. Mother's very religious, and Sikhism is the path she follows. So, you know, Sikhism teaches there's only one creator and truth is his name. And that is the truth. You know, there is only one creator, one divine consciousness. We all waves in one wave of consciousness. So there's one consciousness separated into many brains, into many bodies. And the brain and the body acts like a filter for pure consciousness, because everyone has a way of perceiving the world, where it's actually perception is a projection. So my dad was reading a book. We used to read many books, but one of the books he was reading was The Opening of the Third Eye by Dr. Douglas Baker. Very profound book. I brought it up before in my lives. And in the back of the book, he left a message. And that message, he wrote in English and Punjabi, like he knew one day someone was going to find it, because it's strange for him to write it in Punjabi and English. And that message was, the truth is high, truthful living is higher still. So whatever the truth is, when you discover it, if you're not living it, it's pretty much pointless. So I've lived my life with those words, because my father, I lost him when I was 7 years old, and he was only 32 years old when he passed away, because he had motor neuron disease from the age of 26. And the book itself, I was reading it from the age of 15, because when I was 12 years old, it fell off my bookshelf. And then it fell off my bookshelf again when I was 14 years old. And then when I was 15 years old, third time, again, the number 3, I picked it up and I kept it. And I guarded it with my life. And I've been reading it ever since. And I still read it because it's so profound. If you ever get a chance, it's an old book. It was written in the 1960s. But it's profound, all about the chakras, opening the third eye, practical techniques for opening the third eye. So I've been working on opening my third eye since I was 15 years old. Since then, I've also done, you know, I've been into martial arts. I started karate when I was 7, done boxing when I was 11, been in Wing Chun Kung Fu since I was 14. Then I became an instructor when I was 19. In my early 30s, I started Qigong and Tai Chi. More recently, I did Krav Maga. So I became very interested in the soft martial arts of Qigong, because it was connecting me with Qi, which is also life force, energy, and spirit. If anybody else knows me from my page, you'll know I'm very much into breath work, because I have my own breath work. It's called the Camo Breathwork Framework, which is inspired by many different breathwork masters that I've been practicing under, Swami Ramdev, to name but a few, Wim Hof as well. And I've sort of combined things together. And even I have my own Qigong called Commotion Qigong, which is to music. But it's actually a combination of Tai Chi, Qigong, and Wing Chun Kung Fu and music. So, you know, so there's a lot of things coming together, but it's all been guiding me towards where I am right now. And funny enough, I've also been a coach and a mentor since 2005 in the financial industry for stock market traders. I also became a certified therapist in neuro-linguistic programming therapy and timeline therapy. I became a master practitioner in 2006. So I was using these techniques to not only help myself, but also help my clients in becoming better at whatever they do. So in that business that I've been running since 2005, it's financial traders, and we're looking to perform at our highest level. But it's a very, very intense game where you have to be very disciplined and you have to tackle fear and your emotions every day, because you can lose a lot of money, you can make a lot of money. So, so I had to learn how to master my emotions. I had to learn how to become disciplined. So I've had many paths which have molded me into who I am today. So discipline from martial arts, discipline from trading, discipline and mentoring, coaching from that industry, mentoring and coaching from a martial artist as an instructor. And now I've started the Mind of Matter last year, and I started this page, and now I'm mentoring, coaching, doing God's work. So I've been slowly shaped into what I've been becoming. So I've been on this path. I've been teaching and mentoring and coaching in other forms. It's like it's been training me to become a teacher and a coach and a mentor. But now I'm coaching people in spirituality, coaching people in breathwork, coaching people in activating their biofield, activating their Kundalini energy and awakening themselves towards enlightenment. So that's a little bit about me, if anybody didn't know who I am. So now what we're doing here, so, you know, I've been for a profound enlightenment experience. I had a Kundalini awakening, which was extreme in 2015. I had lots of energy, but I had a lot of bad habits at that time. So I was still drinking alcohol, doing drugs. So it was a bad combination to have a Kundalini awakening during that time. So it was powerful, don't get me wrong. I've had lots of DMT experiences. I've smoked DMT, I've smoked Changa. So I've done mushrooms. I've had lots of experiences, profound experiences. But the most profound experience was early 2021, which I consider I went into enlightenment, where 40 days I just shut myself off from the whole world, from everyone. Like my wife and kids saw me, but my wife knew what I was doing. So I said, look, I'm just on this path. I've got to do this. I'm guided to do this. And I literally just disconnected. I didn't do any work, didn't connect with anyone in the outside world, just saw my kids and my family, didn't really speak to anyone, wasn't on social media at all. And all I did is just connect with nature for 40 days, just spent time in nature. And I transcended. This illusion was gone. Me, the me died. The old me has gone. It was no longer, the identity was completely destroyed. And that was my goal, my objective. And we came to this idea, this insight, this divinely guided insight that this is all a dream. It's not it's an illusion. So many people hear it, Maya, illusion, but what's an illusion that everyone has experienced and has woken up from? A dream. So this is a dream. It's going to be over one day, and the time is ticking. So during this time, I wrote a book as well. So in 3 weeks, I was in high gamma brainwave frequencies. When I come out of the enlightenment, within 3 weeks, I wrote a book and published it. It's called Live the Dream, A Guide to Enlightenment and Freedom from the Matrix. So I've been doing a lot of stuff. What I wanted to do today was bring these guys on, because there are many people on this path, this journey, and everyone is so unique. Everyone is different. That's why we look different. Okay, we might look a little bit alike, me and Vince, but we are different. Everyone has had a different journey, and this is why I wanted to. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a past, and it's different. So therefore, who you are is going to be different, because your past memories, your beliefs, your values, they all shape you and who you are. But yet we're still one. We're all connected. So there's one pure consciousness, coming into bodies. It's filtered through the brain. The brain is programmable. The brain is a programmable computer. So with that brain being programmed by your past memories, your beliefs, and your values, what you think is important, everyone's going to have a different projection of the world. I say projection because perception is a projection. So we're projecting our reality. We're not just perceiving it, we're projecting it, because it's all based upon, this is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Perception is a projection based upon our beliefs, our past memories, and our values. So you see it based upon that. So you see this reality. Now, that's why people can see the same thing and see it in a different way. One person can like something and one person can hate the same thing. Does it make it good or bad? Well, it's both. It's a matter of perception and whatever your projection is. So now we have divine masculine mindset doing his own thing, Vince, right? And we have Alexander doing his own thing. We're all on a journey, and but we're not competition. We're all after one thing, you know. It's one love separated into many hearts, one pure consciousness separated into bodies and brains, one pure divine consciousness, right? One love, and that love is trying to connect itself. So when we get into heart consciousness, Vince, you do this, you connect. You talk a lot about heart consciousness, so I'll let you talk a little bit about that. And Alexandra, I'm sure you do as well. But connecting with your heart, getting out of this, connecting with your heart, and this is all out of love. What we're doing, this is why we're here, and this is actually why me and Vince and Alexander connected, because we saw the love in each other and what we was trying to do. We're sharing love. It's unconditional love.
Yes, and something important is that we are also like three sovereign beings. 100% sovereign. So there's like many layers to that. So when there's not like that many that reach that level of sovereignty, but when three sovereign beings like divine masculine can join force together, I mean, this is another level. So we're here now. To me, it's like we're in a different stage of the ascension process, because now it's really the call for action. So I'm all about action, to take action as above, so below. So we are below, so we have to connect like those higher frequency, because we connect to the ether and to higher realm. But our job, the way I see it, is really to manifest it in the physical. So we have to stay very grounded and to grow our roots. Yeah, and the back to you said like our brain, the filter. It's also our heart. So it comes. We have those ideas, but before speaking, always bring them down to your heart as a filter, and then you speak. Everything has to be filtered through the heart. So when you found that way to your heart, it took me a while. I mean, it's a journey just to be able to connect there, because we have been imprisoned in our mind by the program.
Yes.
So So when you can find your way out of that mind prison, then you connect back to your heart. Then this is where the magic happens. Yeah, and through that one consciousness, just to get back to your point, to me, it's back to the law of one. Yes, so I will speak a lot about it from now moving forward, because I consider this to be a masterpiece, that everybody has the calling to understand that oneness to a deeper level. It's a good place. I mean, I guess there are many
this
different
is raw,
ways.
the law of one, right?
The raw material.
It's you've been listening to the podcast, right? It's on Spotify.
The podcast, Spotify. Yes, and I relate a lot, because now with my partner, with Nyama, I mean, we are doing channeling. So this is all channeled messages based on the Q&A. So I can relate to that to a very, very deep level, and that work is a masterpiece. Because it requires a lot of energy to do that kind of work. So I have a lot of respect. Yes.
It's amazing. I had the unique opportunity to listen to your first one, which is actually part of your Patreon group, right? So you want to share a little bit about that, because Vince is doing a great thing with his Patreon, and he's sharing, he's channeling, and I think you've done the right thing, because you know, the informations, we need to not only, we filter consciousness, yes, but we need to filter who we allow into our own, there's got to be boundaries. Like You know, there's got
Yes.
to be boundaries, and we don't want. We do share some things here, right, on our Instagram, etc. Like even me, like when I do seminars and online events, when I have my group of people, I go on a different level. Like I go on a level here, but when I do
Yeah.
my events, it's on a different level, and that's what you're doing, right?
Exactly, because what we realize is that those channelings is so much light, it's not everyone that is ready for that. So that Patreon, the idea is to gather like-minded people to a deeper level, and it's like very affordable. Anyone that really has the calling can join. But it's like a next level of information. We go much deeper. And yeah, we had that channeling with raw. So the raw material has been channeled about 40 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like continuing that work in my own way with Niyama, like 40 years later at this stage of the ascension. So
And
yes,
in
and
a
I just
nutshell,
Yeah.
if anybody hasn't read The Law of One, I mean, I've touched on it, but I haven't read it all. I haven't listened to it all, but I want to because I know you've been into it, and you know it's got to be amazing because I've heard you talking about it very highly. So, in a nutshell, what is the message?
back to that oneness that we are talking
Mm-hmm.
about. It's
Yeah.
back to this. It's very simple, but
Mm-hmm.
that work is a masterpiece. And there is Andrew that is on this live. We did a
Andrew.
live. Hi Andrew. So we did a live with him 2 days ago, and Andrew, like, he read the whole 5 book like more than once. So I'm very impressed by like Andrew. Like he has that mind. So he just went through the whole work and read the whole thing more than once. So that's profound. So yeah, so those who are close to raw, I mean, they will resonate with that, and yeah, so it's all about resonance. So that's why I wanted to throw it out here on that live. So those who resonate with what I just said, I invite you to take a look. It's on Spotify. Andrew just sent the website here, lawofone.info. That's the website if
Thanks,
you want to
Andrew.
read it. Yes. So, or on Spotify, there is those podcasts made by a guy named Gabe. So yes. So that's about it for back to what you just said about that oneness, that one consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. I'm going to check that out definitely because that is right up my street. That's exactly what I'm about. It's all about
Yeah.
wonder. This is why we do what we do here. Like, you know, we all have businesses, work, right? Families, children, etc. But I've said it before, we're all superheroes, right? Just because you're Clark Kent, right? The family man, got a job, got a business, that's Clark Kent. You can still be Superman. You can still
Still
be
do both.
Superman, right?
Yeah.
You can, right? And this is, you know, that's, you know, who I become when I do my events and when I present and when I work with individuals and work with my clients, that I become Superman. When I do my Qigong, I become Superman, right? So, you know, we are all superheroes. That's why there are so many superhero movies out there. They're always normal people that turn into some, there's, what's his name? The one that becomes Hulk, right? So, and then there's Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man, right? They're not just Spider-Man, right? There's something else, and then they become that. It's your lower self and then higher self, right? I mean, the contrast as well. Even Superman and Clark Kent, like Clark Kent is like the nerdy, quirky guy, right? And Superman is complete opposite, right? And you can
Yeah.
be, you know, and it's yin and yang. It's like, you know, we can meditate, we can be spiritual, we can be peaceful and blissful, but we can be powerful, we can be dangerous, right? You know, you can be both, and you need to be both. You
Yeah.
know, I'm a martial artist, right? I can be very dangerous, but I can be very calming, very kind, very loving too. You don't have to just be one extreme or the other. You can be both. You can be kind and very powerful at the same time. You can be spiritual and a god at the same time. You know, you can be a divine being. You know, you don't have to just worship someone else and something else. You yourself
Yeah. It's
is
We are divine.
connected.
self mastery.
Yes, yes, we are not separate from God. As I said before, there's the ocean. We are the waves in the ocean. The waves are a part of the ocean. So, you know, when the wave disappears, it becomes the ocean.
We're children of God, essentially. That's what it comes down to. You know, we're multi-dimensional. That's what we
Yeah.
need to remember. Like, as you said, you know, this is just the physical plane. There's so many other planes. And like one thing I wanted to add to with Vince with just Law of One, you know, it's interesting because like Vince is so into it. And, you know, like last year, there was someone that I met that I connected with, you know, and we lived in the same house, and he actually had the full set of books. He had all of the Law of One books, and I had heard of it before, but then I got into reading it, and then you came into my life, Vince, and then, you know, you're doing the channelings, and then it's like, oh, it's all coming full circle. You know, those who are meant to, you know, see it and have this information, there'll be a certain resonance, right? And we all carry a certain resonance, you know, that, and ultimately it also comes back to, you know, the truth. You know, we're all desiring the truth. We all desire to find out what is true in our reality, and what is, you know, what is not true. You know, what is, you know, what has been fabricated, right? What has been manipulated, right? The duality in it, right? And ultimately, truth is light. And some of those that don't necessarily have this deeper, you know, level of light aren't going to resonate it to a certain degree that, say, the three of us do. Right. So ultimately it comes down to one's own journey and how much, you know, introspection they've done on themselves. Right. So,
yes, absolutely. I mean, you know, you can't speak butterfly language to caterpillars, right?
Yeah.
You can't. They won't get it. They won't understand. So, you know, I mean, I've got friends which are not on the spiritual path, not spiritual whatsoever, but they're still my friends. I don't hold it against them. That's just not their, you know, this isn't their lifetime for them. You know, or maybe it happened at another stage. I don't know. But generally, you know, the people that are on this path, they're guided to it fairly early on in life. You know, it's not like it just sort of happens. And I do find there's usually some pain and suffering involved. Like there's typically some pain and suffering. You know, I think this is the metaphor of the crucifixion. You get crucified, you know, and then you're resurrected. You know, you're reborn.
Yeah. Yes, and there's something that Alexander, you just mentioned, and we touched base on that in our last live, the truth, like truth is light. So truth, to me, it's subjective. We all have our own truth. Like, for example, Cam could believe that the earth is flat, Alexander could believe that it is a globe, and me, I could believe that it is under a dome. It's all subjective, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because to me, and it's back to, we had that amazing challenge like with the love beings, back on that, it's the only truth like really worth fighting for is love. So as long as we are united with love, our own individual truth, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. That's why I said perception is projection. So everyone is going to perceive the world and everything within it differently.
It's subjective.
And everyone's truth is going to be different to some extent, you know. But, you know, we shouldn't be prejudiced against anyone just because they believe something else versus what you believe. That's the whole point of being, that is what human being is. I mean, human beings are going to believe different things because they have all different past experiences. You know, everyone holds different belief systems, different past experiences, different interactions. That's the beauty. You know, see the beauty and the love and the oneness and the likeness that is there. You know, I look at all different religions and I respect them all. I look at all different faiths. I'm born into Sikhism, which actually teaches there's only one divine being and the name is truth. That's it. It's just the truth. Whatever that truth is down to you, but it's without fear and it's without form. That's what Sikhism teaches. And it also teaches seva, which is basically unconditional love, serve others, and equality. That's what it teaches. But it's great what it teaches, but it didn't stop me looking into Christianity, Hinduism, Islam. I looked into everything because I want to see, okay, what are they saying about God? What are they saying about God? You know, I can't judge if I don't know. So I actually just learned about everything I possibly could. You know, and I continue to learn because it's all just information. Everything we see out here is just information. All we are doing is decoding information. Everything is information. You know, just like Neo in the Matrix, when he sees through the illusion, when the illusion is destroyed, what does he see? Zeros and ones. Just binary. That's it. That's all it is. It's zeros and ones. And everyone's got a perception of what those zeros and ones are, the binary
Yeah.
code. It's
And
just information.
back to what you said.
How you choose to see it is down to you, you know?
Yeah, and back to what you said about like your DMT experience and mushrooms. I have also experience with the psychedelics, and you go like you see through the veil like that. So, so you see all the construction, all the sacred geometry everywhere. So it's all it's vibration. I mean, so when you go on the other side of the veil through different like you can either it's psychedelic or other means. I mean, then you see like the nature of our existence, what it is, frequency.
Yeah, and I've smoked Chango as well, which is a smokable form of DMT. So you can actually put it in a joint and smoke it. Now, if you take it very high, you'll get you know when you do DMT, you're gone. Like you collapse. You're not awake. You collapse. Your body just you're gone.
Yeah, me.
You know, so it's
toad.
like 15 minutes, but 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it seems like hours. You know, and that's the again the illusion of time.
Time is not a thing.
Time, because how is it when you transcended the illusion, 10 minutes seemed like it was hours? It's like when you have a dream. A dream is an illusion, right? You have a dream at nighttime, it can last 5 minutes, but you might have dreamed the whole day in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
My last mushroom experience was so profound. Honestly, it's interesting that I had experienced just into it. I experienced time and space distortion. I had never experienced that in my entire life. Funnily enough, I was actually on a bus taking public transit, and I was with a couple friends, and I was on such a high vibration that when I was speaking, I carried a certain resonance that the people around me on the bus were affected by it. I wasn't even saying anything specific. It was just how I was speaking. It was affecting the people around me. And also, when I was looking outside, I literally saw the Matrix for what it was. I looked into an apartment building, and I saw probably about like a dozen people. They all had the TV on, and they were all watching the same thing, pretty much. It was all freaking news that was going on. So I saw that, and I was like, what is going on right now? Like, just seeing the reality for what it truly is.
Yeah. When you bust through the illusion, I've had many teachers which have showed me how, even without psychedelics and mushrooms, how to actually see through the illusion. And you know, I had a very great teacher, Stuart Wilde, who passed away in 2013. I saw him in December 2012, but I've been following him and learning from him for many, many years. He's wrote many books, The Force, God's Gladiators, The Sixth Sense, many books. He's back in the day he was very, very famous, but he spoke about in The Art of Redemption, which is also one of his books, one of my favorites. He spoke about the morphogenic field. Okay, the morph. Basically, everything here just turns to mush. Like we think it's all physical. Everything just turns into mush. It becomes like subtle energy, right? Everything, you know, there's subtle energy like the etheric, but the physical becomes like the etheric. Without any psychedelics, without anything like, and I've had these experiences, and actually even with my breath work and the Kundalini awakening techniques that I do, you can experience that. Now, I don't do DMT, mushrooms, or anything anymore because I find it more powerful. You can naturally release DMT in small doses, and you know, and there you can actually sort of still be here and experience it. Whereas when you like smoke DMT, you're gone. Like you're gone.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing now, because we've only got like 15 minutes left. What you guys doing? I know, Vinchard, you got the Sun Tribe. You're building your tribe there, the 300. Alexander, you do some stuff as well. Share with the collective what you guys are doing, and you know, because I've said this before in my life, like the reason I bring people on my lives and stuff is because, look, some people may not, they resonate with me to some extent, but they might resonate with someone else a bit more. And to me, it doesn't matter because we're all one. Like,
exactly.
If you know, if you can learn from all three of us, why not? If you can learn from Vince more than me, then why not? You know, to me, it doesn't matter as long as it's helping you on your path and your journey. It really doesn't matter. There is no selfishness with love, right?
We're all walking each other home. You know, that's what it comes down to. You know, like similarly to, you know, Vince, you know, you know, my main thing with what I'm doing and the work that I'm doing is to really create community and ultimately to create brotherhood. That's my main focus, is to create a community of like-minded men and individuals that are really going to take control of their own reality and in that sense manifest a new reality. That's what it's about. That's my main focus right now is with that, you know. And then it's very similar to with the, you know, the Sun Tribe. I definitely am connected with the Sun Tribe 100%. When Vince shared me that the raw channeling, that puts so much into resonance with that. So I'm definitely excited to see how that also transforms as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great what they're doing. I saw that channeling as well. And some people, it's not for everyone, right? Because, you know, you said it before, Vince, you know, when you guys started sharing channeling, some people just run away. Like, you know, but you can't, I do some crazy things, man, on my page. I do some crazy things. You know, some people just won't get it. They won't get what I'm doing with my cheating. They won't get what I'm doing. They just won't get it. And you know, I don't care, because the divine flow will bring the right people. I don't need to worry about that, right? You know,
Exactly.
the divine flow, the divine flow to everything. The right people will come, the right time, divine timing. Exactly. You know, my friends, they look at that and think, "You still doing your dancing?" And I'm like, "What dancing?" Right? It's a qigong.
Yeah, and something that I just want to add is that channeling with Ra, it's on the Patreon, but I am open to share with those who resonate. You can DM me and I can send you the link, because it's like an unlisted YouTube video, so I can share the link. So that one I am willing to share with those who have the calling, because I did share it with a couple of people like you guys.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, if you watch that, you will know right away if you resonate or not, if it's for you or not. So to me, the 300, the Sun Tribe, it's all about, because we are the real elite in this realm. We are like the new elite. I mean, heart-based living and service to others. So we are the new leaders, because the whole system is falling. So to me, the Sun Tribe is to gather those people who have the calling to really anchor that new earth, and to just really take action to really make it happen. Because we can go into meditation, we can have those downloads. So be really up there, to be into our feminine, which is fine. That's like half of the spectrum, but the other half to make it happen in the physical, that's more on the masculine side. So it's just to tap into it, and I want to surround myself with those people who have the calling to really make it happen and who resonate with that project. So yes, that's very profound.
Amazing goals and objectives, like your vision for that. I've watched what you've shared on it so far, and you've got a vision and you're following vision, you know. So you know, we all have a vision, you know. Our vision should be our mission. Like that's what guides us. We've got to have a vision. We've got to know where we're going. Like, I know where things are going. This is why I call this God's army, because the divine is speaking to people. The divine is guiding everyone. If you're willing to listen, if you're willing to take action, most importantly, because as Vince said, like, it's okay, well and good, you connect with your spirit, connect with soul, connect with meditation, do your meditation, but you got to do something with it. You're here for a reason, you know? Yeah. And make it count. Like, leave a legacy. Like, this is how everything is vibration, right? Our physical bodies do not last forever. So what does is your legacy. That's what will remain forever. That echoes through eternity.
Yeah, exactly. And to add one thing on that too, it's just like our relationship with our divine creator has to be more important than ever, especially for those that are feeling the call. Just not only and that all comes back to relationship with self, you know, the self-love, the discipline that we have in our routines day in, day out, right? It all comes back to that, the relationship as within, so without, right? There was one thing I wanted to announce as well, just for myself, one thing that I have been working on over the past year. I had an idea that's been manifesting, and I wanted to share it with you fellow brothers, because it definitely can, and this also relates to the last live that Andrew, you and Niema did, Vince. And it's in regards to what I've created called the energy exchange. So basically what the energy exchange is, it's an exchangery for self revolving around truth, freedom, and health. So basically it's a community. It's going to be an online platform, and basically everyone, all communities are going to be involved in it. So anyone from, like, say, the Sun Tribe, anyone from, Vince's channel, anyone from Cam's channel, for example, anyone from my channel is all going to be able to be a part of it. So basically what it's going to involve, it's going to also involve what's called the exchangery. And basically what the exchangery is it's basically a bartering system. So basically the bartering system involves everyone. So everyone either has a good, a service, or a teaching that they offer. And basically you can exchange good services or teachings with one another. But also, if you want, you can also exchange money, because money is just another form of currency. But ultimately, energy is the most valuable currency, and time is the most valuable asset. So it's now more important than ever that we come together, our tribes, our communities, and we create a system, a new system that is basically able to give us enormous abundance and basically give us sovereignty, in which live off the land, live amongst each other, but not rely on any sort of fabricated system or government or hierarchy. These are the new systems that are in place. These are the new timelines.
These are the new Earth systems. These are the systems of the new Earth, because the old world is going to die. It's collapsing, I had a very profound insight into the metaphysical realm last year after Enlightenment, and I saw the ivory towers falling, everything. It was just gone. It was destroyed. I mean, it all happens out there. It happens in the other realms, and then it filters through here, and you'll see it here. It'll all manifest. There's been spiritual wars going on for fucking centuries, like a holy war. Like there's been spiritual wars in the spiritual realms going on for a long time, right? And we're here right now at a very profound time. It's a very exciting time to be here, because we're going to see the changes in our generation during our time. We're going to see the shift. We're going to see the shift.
We're making it happen. Every day we're working towards it. We're making it happen. All my energy is directed towards that, to manifest that. So when we all collectively combine our energies to make it happen, it will just unfold faster.
And that's what we're doing here. Like, this is why we have to connect. I can't stress this enough. Like, you can't be selfish. Like, you can't keep this to yourself. Like, I'm divinely guided to do whatever I do on my page here. I was divinely guided to create this page. I've got a business. I've got 2 other businesses. I didn't need the mind of matter, right? Me, my ego didn't. Anyway, identity didn't. But my higher self, my soul knew it was going to happen.
Always knows, man.
When I started, it wasn't a business. Now it's a business as well, because why not? It's and now it's going in a completely. It's exciting. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot coming with what I'm doing as well. The mind of matter, with obviously doing the breath work, the qigong training. It's the little practices that I've been doing myself, but it's helped me. I've been through a journey. I've overcome addictions and grieving, losses, pain, suffering, in many shapes and forms. And I've used techniques to help myself, and why not share them with the world? Because if it helped me, it can help others. And it's helping thousands of people all around the world, because just by sharing information, people do not underestimate. As I said, everything is information. Don't be afraid to voice that information, especially if it's helped you. Because that knowledge and wisdom is true knowledge and wisdom. Like what you learn from books and what you just regurgitate from other people, that's not real true knowledge and wisdom. True knowledge and wisdom comes from you and your own personal experiences. And when you share that, it's very powerful, because it's true. And it's authentic. Authenticity is key for the new earth. Authenticity. Authenticity, be true. Like, if you want to be guided towards the truth, you got to be true yourself. Like, if this is all about love, as I've said it before, this is just one love, one pure consciousness separated into many different bodies and brains, into many different hearts. It's all trying to reconnect to itself. That's the divine plan. The divine plan is separation has been going on for too long. Everyone. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's the divine union, you know. That's the union of the masculine and the feminine, you know, as within, so without, you know, because obviously this world that we've collectively manifested is imbalanced. You know, we need to bring that back into balance.
That balance again. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And everyone, you know, you're gonna connect with someone. If it's not us three, whoever it is, right? If it's not one of us three, it doesn't matter who it is, but connect with people. Like, I'm building my own community here. You know, I started this page just over a year ago. It's like over 20,000 followers here, 102,000 followers on Facebook. So people are listening, you know, but you've got to speak for people to listen. You got to speak, and you got to use this. Like, in the beginning, there was a word. God spoke this world into existence. And when we say a word, vibration, like your voice vibrates energy. Like you say it before, you say it all the time, Alexander, right? Spelling. You know,
this is how you manifest. Your voice is the first way, the first step to manifest something. You speak it out. I mean, you think about it, then you speak it out, then it's already there, and then you work to manifest it. So you
speak it into existence. You want love, peace, unity, speak it into existence. Don't hide, because fear and doubt will keep you with your ego, your lower self. Fear and doubt is always going to be the thing that gets in the way. But love transcends everything. Love, connection.
Love and
that's
above.
Where the strength is. Like, love is the most powerful force. It's love or fear. You got to choose fear or love. That's the only two choices you got. Fear or love. And what's happened is, with all the manipulation of the brains and the minds in this world, people have gone to fear. They've chose fear, and they continue to choose fear. And we've seen it with the pandemic. You know, we've seen it with so many different things. People are scared, and that this subliminal messaging is everywhere. It's in your TV, it's on your radio station. So be careful what you're listening to. You know, it's everywhere.
We attract what we vibrate at. You know, and all emotions are frequency. All emotions carry a certain level, and ultimately, fear is on the lowest level of vibration. Love is on the highest. So ultimately, you know, you are what you attract. You know. So,
guys, we've only got a couple of minutes. Thank you very much. Yeah, you are. Absolutely. We resonate a certain frequency vibration. We're going to attract that. If you're sending out fear, be careful. That's what the demons in the etheric feed on. That's their food, man. That's their food. Like, you got fear, because that's why the fear is there. That's why it's a fear-fueled world, because that's food for the demonic.
The energetic parasites are very real. I mean, it's a process to get rid of all of them. I mean, it's a long process. I mean, everybody in this realm gets loaded with them. But as you heal, they cannot attach to you anymore, because your vibration is too high.
So high.
To attach to you.
If you're sharing love all the time, that's it. They go away, because the love is a frequency of vibration that they cannot feed on. It's not something that they can feed on.
They will go find new hosts to feed off from. So, sorry, not sorry, but it's not me. I mean, go find someone else. Or like absolutely. Niyama does all the time, because Niyama, I mean, she's a mystic woman, you know, so she sees them with her gift, and she talks to them, and then either she say you go back to source, or I delete you. So we are more powerful than them.
And they're not scary. You feel them, and I see them when I do my qigong. I mean, it's actually an internal martial art, because they're attached to your aura here. They attach here, and they will feed it. Seriously, it's just food. Fear and doubt is food for them. And the more you hold, the more they attach to you. Right, everyone, we're running out of time.
Yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you, everyone,
for being here.
Thank you.
We haven't really had time to take comments, but if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them on the live. When it's posted up onto my page, I'm going to invite Vince and Alexander into as collaborators. So hopefully it gets saved onto their page as well. But it will be on their page in some.
Otherwise, I will just download it from your page and re-upload it to my page. That's easy.
Yeah,
as long as it is within 60 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. So we hit the 60 minutes now.
Yeah.
So
okay. So thank you all. So yeah, just last thing for me, like that I want to spread out is now I am offering one-on-one coaching for men. So for those who resonate with me and want to invest in themselves and just get another perspective, and just sometimes coach are very, very useful. I have some myself, so now I am offering that service to men. So
yeah, coaches and mentors, I've had them all my life, and I know I've been a coach mentor, for a long time. I know the power of coaching and mentoring. So thank you very much, Vince. And I'm sure, the right people will come. Alexander, anything for you? The last few words?
Yeah, I feel like we could do a live every week.
yeah. We will do more.
We should.
We will do more.
Make it like almost a week thing. We'll discuss this after. But yeah, no. I just want to say, everyone, we're all being guided home now more than ever. We're all walking each other home. We're all in this together. Don't feel alone. Community is all around you. We're here for you. I'm always here for anyone that needs one-on-one, conversation. Just want to put that out there as well. But ultimately, yeah, one love. Ultimately, one love.
Yeah.
So.
One love.
Amazing.
One love.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Much love, everyone. One love, as we said, one pure consciousness, all trying to reconnect. That's what it's all about, unity. Don't be afraid, choose love, not fear. That's what I'm going to say, my last words. So thank you very much, everyone. Love you all.
See you in the next one.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.